Call it a candid camera of ethics, a sort of lab experiment that can have unexpected results. Here's John Quinones.
Three teenage boys looking for trouble, big trouble.
Looks like you overshot the trash can, Zach.
Within moments, they surround someone's car, and they're trying to break in.
Can you break in? I think I almost got it, dude. You almost got it? Yeah.
And now they spray paint the car with graffiti. This man who's driving by has seen enough.
Hey, is that your car?
What?
Is that your car?
You can.
You're up somebody else's car? I guess I'll call the police then.
A friend of the man arrives and makes the call to 911.
The cops will take care of you.
Okay.
It's a nice moving facility for you guys.
Yeah.
You'll love it 3 squares a day, buddy.
But the police are not coming, and these teenage vandals are not going to jail. They're actors. The car and the hidden cameras belong to us. We wanted to know if anyone would step in and try to stop a blatant act of vandalism in a suburban parking lot. But as you'll see, before our experiment is over, we'll get a lesson in human nature we could never have predicted. Our teenage vandals are loud and pretty brazen in broad daylight, yet people continue to walk right by. Do they think the boys are trashing their own car? Well, even when it becomes clear the car is not the boys, many keep right on going.
I hope that's your car.
Yeah, I'm spray painting my own car.
You're being sarcastic?
Yeah.
This woman seems to be almost joking with the boys. Almost.
Don't do mine, please. I can't afford it. Please, don't do mine.
I promise I won't do yours.
The women keep on walking. Later they told us they would have called the police. And how about this woman? Will she step up? She looks concerned. She's soon joined by another woman. They stop, speak, but keep going. She says getting involved isn't worth the aggravation.
I have to say there's times where I have been a witness to things and I've had to take off work and go to court.
I was horrified, but we did keep walking. I should have done something.
This woman keeps an eye on the scene from a safe distance, but we'll come back to her later. Our vandals, meanwhile, have been at it for nearly 3 hours, destroying that car and seldom being challenged. But they'll soon meet their match. This man, sprinting up the path, demands some answers.
Is it yours? Is it yours?
No.
So why don't you just mind your own business?
Because this is public business.
Public business? That's public business.
Taking somebody's vehicle, private property in public.
Let me show you how much I care, sir.
Adios. Have a nice day.
The boys, meanwhile, are undaunted.
Hope you enjoy your jog.
Something else you wish to say to me?
Something else you wish to say?
No, I'm sorry. You're the one that keeps talking as I'm walking away. You got a problem? Yeah, I do. I hate punks that talk to me behind my back.
Why don't you just...
I'm on my own business, but shut up.
All right. Why don't you just take...
Shut up!
Oh, okay.
Sir, hi. I'm John Quinones. We're with ABC News.
When we introduce ourselves to Brian Jakes, he's still pretty steamed at the boys and at us. While he calms down, we talk to his wife, Dawn, who had walked by the boys earlier.
I was keeping an eye on him. I was waiting for my husband to come back, because I wasn't going to confront 3 boys by myself.
Brian has cooled off now, and he says he was just acting on a lesson his father taught him.
You can't turn your blind eye or deaf ear. Somebody's in trouble.
It wasn't your property.
No, you're right. It wasn't. But, you know, it was somebody's. You know what? We're all in this together.
He took action in a way that was selfless, and it was about stopping something bad from happening.
Jack Davidio, professor of psychology at Yale University.
He made a difference. I don't think it was a smart thing to do, necessarily, but I think it was a good thing and the right thing to do.
Dangerous?
Dangerous. That's why most people will walk by.
Indeed, our vandals have been at it for most of the morning, viciously destroying someone else's car. Dozens of people have walked by, yet only a handful have challenged them. But we're about to discover that if this kind of vandalism in broad daylight doesn't get much attention, something else does, something we could have never imagined. Remember, all that destruction by our vandals triggered just one 911 call. But it turns out 2 other calls were made to 911 from the same park.
911, where's the emergency?
In Richmond, New Jersey.
But those calls were about another car parked nearby.
A couple guys in the car laying down like they look like possibly they're getting ready to rob somebody.
Rob somebody? How does he know that? The caller hangs up, but a few moments later, he's back.
We got 3 black kids laying in the car, and there's a lot of little kids in around. I'm just keeping an eye on them.
In fact, the young people in the car are just sleeping. They also just happen to be black.
Whether it's because of the media, because of history, we as Americans have an association of blacks with crime. Both blacks and whites have that association of blacks with crime.
It doesn't make sense. You call the cops on sleeping kids and not the vandals.
There's nothing rational. But if we have the associations of blacks with crime, we see what we expect. And even if they're sleeping, we can make that into a potential criminal act.
If that had been white kids sleeping,
then they'd be white kids sleeping.
But coming up, if a few African Americans resting in a car trigger calls to 911, what'll happen when we replace the white vandals with 3 black actors? Will that make a difference? When What Would You Do comes back.